What makes a person attractive? Not just physically attractive, but magnetically attractive in terms of presence. The most powerful attraction is when we see someone who is happy, someone who radiates joy. Growing up, I always had huge difficulties dealing with girls. I was super shy. I had my first kiss when I was 18, and the first time I had sex I was 21. So that should give you an idea of how inactive I was in my interaction with girls for most of my life. But more than the lack of experience, the real problem wasn't really that I was shy. It wasn't even that I wasn't confident enough. The real problem was the constant paranoia I carried with me, the social anxiety that shaped how I saw myself and how I assumed others saw me. And the deepest reason for my difficulty was the harshness I directed toward myself. Because, of course, that radiates outward, and people, especially women, can feel it. I remember I used to think of myself as this super sensitive person. I thought, I understand emotions well. Why don't I have girls around me? But the truth is that that very inner dialogue was part of the problem. It was deeply tied to how little I loved myself, to how harsh I was with myself. I had no self-compassion whatsoever. I was living in a state of self-judgment, insecurity, and inner conflict. So of course, that's what I was radiating outward. And people, women, friends, everyone can sense that. For me, everything started changing radically when I started understanding what compassion really means. And first and foremost, what compassion toward ourselves means. Because without self-compassion, we can't understand compassion toward others. And the moment I started being kinder toward myself, my confidence increased instantly. I didn't have to fake it. It just happened. And my social anxiety started to lose its grip over me, little by little, to the point that now there are moments in which I stop thinking about it entirely. Now, let's be clear. The kind of attraction you develop depends on what kind of people you want to attract. If you're only trying to attract women who are after status, money, or superficial things, then maybe this reflection won't be that useful to you. But if you want to develop a kind of attraction that is deep, real, and fulfilling, then consider this. What makes a person attractive? Not just physically attractive, but magnetically attractive in terms of presence. Even as a heterosexual man, if you meet another man, you might find yourself drawn to their energy, to their way of being. What is it that attracts you? It can't be just power or status. Yeah, sometimes we might feel drawn to people with power, even when they're terrible people. But that's a different kind of attraction, one that doesn't always feel good to be around. Instead, the most powerful attraction is when we see someone who is happy, someone who radiates joy. Because happiness and joy only come when a person is comfortable with themselves. And a person who is comfortable with themselves is also compassionate with themselves, loving toward themselves, and able to extend that love outward, toward others. They become a vehicle of love, not just because they're forcing it, but because it naturally overflows from within them. And that's the most attractive quality anyone can have. So if you find yourself miserable, sitting there thinking, why don't I have a girlfriend? Pause and turn inward. What's your inner dialogue? What are you telling yourself every day? What's the attitude you have toward yourself? Are you kind and understanding, or are you being harsh and judgmental? Because whatever you're practicing in your own mind, that is what the world will feel when they are around you. And that is what will determine how attractive you truly are. Okay, 30 minutes finished. I'll go get changed now.